keen to have a look at your product.
Oh, yes.
Because we are surrounded by lots of really lovely products. So do you love, have you always loved products and beauty?
Yeah, I think so. I think I got really into Aesop when I gave birth to one of my sons, and I think the record company sent over all these products, and I was like, wow. And Joe Malone, you know, I think that's when because you know, suddenly when you haven't got that much money, and then suddenly someone sends you a gift, and you're like, oh my god, I'm hooked. Oh no.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm now addicted to something I can't afford.
And diptyque candles. I remember getting into them once, and like the jasmine was my first one, and then I was just completely hooked. But so product-wise,
so do you wear makeup every day?
Every day. I can't go out the house. If I ever go out the house and I don't have makeup and I bump into somebody, because around here you bump into so many people, you know, it's a bit like you know, when we lived in Camden. But anyway, but literally they go, "Are you all right?"
I know, it's gutting, isn't it?
You look really tired, and you want to go, "No, I just don't have any makeup on." You know, and often I just go, "Yeah, I'm really tired." But anyway, so I use Laura Mercier first of all. So this is I use this secret.
And have you used this forever? Because people who love this product love it so much that they can't use anything else.
This under my eyes, because I actually am anemic, so I get very black under my eyes. So that is brilliant. But obviously,
so you're using this as a corrector
as
and then the concealer over the top,
Yeah, so that's my first product. If I'm feeling extra tired, then I bring out the By Terry.
Yeah.
So this one and this one.
Yeah, I love that one.
This one's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
But again, it doesn't stay on. Nothing stays on in my skin as I've got older. I mean, it literally just slides off.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not at the hot flashes.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Perry,
yeah, not quite. And
yeah, I use this quite a lot.
Love this purple. It's brilliant.
It's a classic.
On my lips before anything else. Just got to dab that on there. Lipstick wise, I have used this forever. I found one. It must have been from 1995. I mean, this is what I say. This is Twig by MAC.
Yes.
And it is literally...
Yeah, it's a great colour. It's quite similar to Bobbi Brown Nude. It's that sort of colour.
Oh, I think I've got to grab my...
Muddy brown.
I've got to just grab something from here. Because
that's fine.
Hang on, let me just... Laura Mercier foundation, cannot live without it. And everyone says it's a bit thick, but it's not for me.
I like a thick
so
foundation.
Do I. Daisy gets so cross with my daughter. She's like, "Mummy, it's ridiculous. It's like drag makeup." And I'm like, "No, it isn't."
Nothing wrong with drag makeup. I love drag makeup. So are you quite dry? Because you've got quite a rich formula here. Are you quite dry? I am. So
I wasn't, but I guess I am now.
Good coverage on that.
And I'm obsessed with Ellie Fass as well. So I have...
So Ellie Fass, for those who don't know, is a makeup brand where everything comes in a pen.
Yeah, so everything comes like this. And now my friends all buy it for me. So I have lots of colours. So, you know,
so these everything lip, eye.
Yeah, I mean, some of the colours are quite strong. Actually, in the shop, I was like, "Oh, this is gorgeous. I'm going to buy it." And then I came out and Betty was like, "Yeah, buy it, Mum, buy it, Mum." And I came out, it was bright orange. I mean, literally.
I like an orange.
Yeah, this is really nice, actually. It is literally orange.
Oh, that's brilliant, though. I love that.
No, it's really good at night, but in the day, it was a little bit harsh.
I would imagine that does really suit you, though, for an evening. It's good colour for you, I think.
It was good, actually. And then, obviously, they've got... You know, she's got the black. So, you know, obviously, like you said, I haven't changed my makeup since the...
So do you still
90s.
Like quite a grimy eye sometimes
I do.
if you're going out?
Yeah, so I use that MAC, which is the brownie under my eyes, and I smudge it.
Yeah.
So I use this kind of, you know, like smudge it under my eyes.
Yeah.
And then... if I'm feeling, I'm obsessed with Dr. Seabag. And I think for mature skin, he is brilliant.
Yeah.
And this is just a travel range, but I use Dr. Seabag foaming cleanser first, and then I use the extreme. It is so good. I don't care. People always say, "Oh, you know, these expensive things don't work," but when you put this on, it literally tightens your skin. You know, and I don't know.
You can see a result straight after using it.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I think it really works. I think, and then I use Benefit sort of, you know.
You have got the classic Benetint face.
Sometimes I look a bit Aunt Sally and I put it on here.
It's a good look though.
Just kind of a bit too much, but
a classic product. But you've got exactly the right colouring for Benetint, I think.
And sometimes I've just got into this actually. This is NARS. It's quite nice, but it's quite light. Matte. It has to be matte, otherwise it comes off. So I use that one, and.
God, I'm getting so old. Monty Gobet.
Oh no, I've got glasses now. I've given in. And if I'm feeling extra going out and want to wear a black pole, this one's really good. NARS as well.
So you've still got, even though, you know, your style is so kind of pretty, you've still got this quite kind of hard rock edge going through it.
I'm always going to have that.
That kind of contrast.
Even the music I listen to is rock. You know, I'm kind of... Even though I guess I'm always going to have that rock and roll streak in me. Yeah. You know, it just...
You kind of need the light and shade though, don't you? Because otherwise it's kind of too girly.
Boring.
You need something a bit harder.
Yeah. No, definitely. And then at night I put that on Evening Primrose.
Cowshed Evening Primrose.
Yeah, I like that.
I like their oils. They're nice.
Really good. And then that's it. And then we were going to talk a little bit about the cream that I'm on that everyone should go on if they're perimenopause.
Oh, this is your hormone cream.
Oh, my hormone cream.
You take this everywhere with you, do you?
I've just got it. Can you see? And I keep giving it to all my friends, which I'm sure you're not supposed to do. and they keep sort of going,
Dr. Lowe.
I know. I keep going. Put this on. If you're buzzing, then you need it. And like doing it to everybody.
How times have changed. You're now chasing the buzz through hormone creams. Once an addict.
I know, and everyone, you know, sort of keeps laughing at me. But do you know what? It's working. So whatever works.
Did you ever think your autobiography? I read your autobiography about 4 years ago. It is literally, I loved it because it is literally the most honest autobiography. It's brutal. Like there are moments when in your autobiography when I'm reading it and you're like. And it's so shocking, but I really admire it because if you're going to do it, you should just do it. You don't fanny around.
No, but that's me, and it's so annoying. This is what I mean. It's like I've always been like that, and some people find it quite brutal and kind of, you know, a lot of people have come up to me going, you know, should you really have said that? You know, like I've had a lot of that, you know, where they're just like, you know, really, it should be behind closed doors, and you know. But at the time, it felt really right for me to write a book like that because I felt, again, I knew so many people that were heroin addicts and still doing the school run and who were functioning heroin addicts and who were going to work and all sorts of things. And really, I mean, the message I wanted to, you know, kind of portray and the message I wanted to get out to everyone was, I didn't live a very glamorous life, even though people thought I did. It was really quite gruesome and quite... I mean, well, for instance, I'm much happier now, and I think this is much more an enviable life than when I was in London. But more than that, I should have had my children taken away, but I didn't because we were in this kind of, you know,
privileged
bubble.
Yeah. If you'd been on a council estate, you would have lost your kids.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think I just wanted people to know that. Or even help a lot of people that were in the same situation. Go and get help. Seriously, it's not normal to go out for lunch and have a line, you know, which is what I was doing. And, you know, it's not normal, but I thought that was normal. When I signed my record deal, we sort of wrote on the name of our band on the table and all snorted a line with the record company. And everyone thought that was really...
That was a normal thing to do in the 90s.
It's not normal.
Yeah, it's mental.
it's mental, exactly.
Yeah.
And... you know, and that's how you got deals as well, because you'd be able to stay out all night long with all the A&R men and do tons of coke. Yeah. You know, and I nearly died quite a couple, you know, as you know, a few times, and I shouldn't be here. And funny enough, when I met Amy Winehouse, when my husband Danny, who was in Supergrass, she supported Supergrass in Manchester, and we went, and it was Arctic Monkeys, and weirdly enough, I was in the dressing room and I heard someone saying, Amy's looking for you. And I remember thinking, Amy? Like, who are they talking? No, it was Amy, right? And she was obviously thought I was still a heroin addict. And I'd written my book by this point and I was totally sober. And she was trying to get me to go to her hotel room and smoke some smack. And I remember thinking, shit, you know, I'm totally sober. But I loved her. I thought she was fantastic. But so anyway, we met and she kept saying, do you want to come for a smoke? And I was like, no, I'm sober, you know.
Yeah.
And anyway, loads of people went with her and I didn't go. And I was holding Betty. So it must have been, it was 2007, I think. And she used to text me after that, actually, and just, how are you? And, you know, things like that. I remember once she texted me and said, I really should read your book. And I was like, yes, you really should.
Please, yeah.
And when she died, I remember thinking, oh my God, that so should have been me. And it was so heart-wrenching in a way because, you know, I think if I'd have had the success, then probably I would be dead. You know,
if you'd had enough money and access and yeah. I wonder, I mean, I know that addiction is never fully over. I've gone out with addicts and I absolutely know it's never completely over. But are those kind of situations ever like, a bit frightened of being in this situation where someone's saying, can you come and smoke heroin with me? Do you still have that kind of horrible moment of feeling a bit nervous and torn and thinking, I need to get out of here? Or are you able to just kind of quite calmly say, no, that's not me anymore?
I suppose a recovering addict is never safe, as in, you know, someone like Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was 23 years sober and then just literally took up the drugs where he left off. You know, and that's a very normal thing to happen to an addict. It doesn't matter how many years you've been clean. I can't sit here and say I'm 11 years clean and therefore I'm safe, because I bet I'm not. But I think moving my children to the country and getting a perspective on my life and sort of surrounding myself with completely normal people that, you know, who literally will go out and drink, but they definitely won't do a line of coke before the school run in the morning, you know, that kind of thing. Has helped me tremendously.
Because I suppose if you imagine your former behaviour in this new context, it's totally mental, isn't it? It seems so bizarre. But when you're in London and you're in the music industry, it's kind of so accepted and normal. You kind of need that context taken away, don't you?
Well, I think for Danny and I mean, I don't think we would have lasted. I mean, we've been together 21 years and I think if we would have split up within a year had we not have left London. And I think he knew that too. I mean, I would go off for days and he wouldn't know where I was, and, you know, really scary, complete addictive behaviour. But, and my children laugh now, because now they're older. They're like, Mum, I can't imagine you. Like, you know, and I made the two older ones, obviously Daisy and Alfie, read the book. Alfie read it when he was 13. He was just like, whoa. You know, so both of them say, Mum, you went there, you got the T-shirt, you know, we've learned, you know, through your experiences.
Was writing the book part of your kind of treatment, do you think? Did it feel cathartic to go? Because part of recovering from addiction is this sort of atonement, isn't it? And kind of saying sorry for things and admitting to things.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because in some ways it was cathartic, but in other ways I regretted it slightly afterwards because I got amazing reviews and things like that. That didn't really matter. That wasn't... I think I wasn't really thinking the extent of, you know, being labelled as a junkie. You know, I still am labelled as a junkie, even though I'm 11 years sober, I live in the country, I have, you know, kind of a successful business and everything. I'm still labelled as a junkie. You know, there'll still be articles where it will say junkie. You know, and that's sort of...
That's hard.
And I lose jobs as well. I do. Yeah, with things like, oh no, we can't because of her past. You know, that sort of thing.
But actually your past is not particularly unique. Your honesty about your past is what's
unique.
That's
exactly.
So that's quite irritating because I've read lots of, you know, interviews. I've done a lot of the interviews and read lots of autobiographies by people who were in your kind of set, your Primrose Hill set and record business and everything. Yeah. And I know for a fact from various friends that the same life was happening, that your life was really not that unique within that world, but actually to read other people's accounts of it, you would think that they led just kind of, a few drinks here and there, maybe, you know, the occasional pill or whatever. But actually all that makes you separate is that you were really straight and warts and all about it.
Yeah.
So if you do suffer because of your past, it's because you've been straight.
Well, yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, Sally, the great thing for me is that I have actually helped quite a few people, and that was part of the lesson. That I wanted to help people because I felt, and I'm actually like that as a person anyway. I don't know, I've always been quite motherly, sort of wanting to help everyone. It's just in my nature. So in a way, when I get a letter, because I get handwritten letters to my agent and I get tweets and all sorts of things that people go, I read your book, I'm 5 years sober. And that to me means everything,
It's massive.
Yeah. So in a way, so I have to kind of keep reminding myself that that's why I did it in the first place. It wasn't for any other reason. It was just literally, a lot of people said, don't do it. And then I had all this thing of like everyone saying I was writing a kiss and tell book when there was not one person
mentioned. It's actually
mentioned.
really discreet about other people.
Well, it was
your
my
book
story.
is full of ugliness about you.
Yeah.
You don't slate anybody.
No.
You're just saying, look at me and the terrible things I sometimes did and the awful pain I sometimes felt. And
Yes.
it's about you.
Yes, and actually, weirdly enough, I lost a lot of friends actually around that time, but then I only lost people that weren't my friends.
Yeah.
So the people who stood by me are still my friends, and that was great. And it was a very painful lesson, but it was an amazing lesson, and I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I've made lots of new friends in the last 10 years, which have been, they're really magical and really...
I think people probably got scared because the press decided that you were writing this thing about everybody else, and people got jumpy. But like you say, they're not your friends. I know you have quite a close gang of girlfriends. You're quite a girl's girl, aren't you?
Always have been. Yes.
And Zoe's your best friend.
Zoe's my artist friend who is just starting to do unbelievably well out of nowhere. She's been struggling for years, and now
Zoe figures a lot in the book because Zoe had her own problems, and she's in the book quite a lot. She's
like literally, without her, she's literally my soulmate. And if she was a bloke, then we would be soulmates. We met when I was 17, and we met over tarots. So ever since then, she was my maid of honor at my wedding. She just said the funniest speech I've ever heard, and she read it so deadpan about our experiences about how we were looking for men, and I made her one day go. I'd gone to a tarot course, and apparently to get your wish of a bloke, we had to go to 9 stretches of water and put 5p pieces.
Right.
And so we went to Hampstead.
This sounds totally scientific.
But I met Danny. I literally met him. We had to write out the bloke that we wanted to meet, and exactly how he looked and everything. And I put musician. I mean, I'm not joking. It actually worked, but it didn't for her, sadly. And she's been my rock, and we've gone through everything together.
Yeah.
She's been at all my births. Her son, Marley, who's now in Danny's band, Marley Mackey, who's the coolest dude you could ever imagine. He's kind of making a bit of a sort of name on the London club scene. He's my godson. He's an Aries like me, and my daughter Daisy is her goddaughter. And actually Betty's made her godmother, even though she isn't really, but she just has said, "You're my godmother."
So you've had those proper relationships that have kind of seen you through.
Absolutely.
And have just accepted you.
Oh God, absolutely. I mean, I'm not proud of some of the stuff that I did in those days, but you know what, drugs are such a sort of powerful thing, and I put my hands up, and I think I've kind of forgiven myself for a lot of the behaviour that kind of went on, but you can't take it back, so you just have to learn.
You have to forgive yourself. You can look back and realise that you made bad decisions, and that you were under the influence of something quite powerful making your bad decisions with you. But that's the most you can do.
Yeah, it is absolutely. And I'm here, like you said, to live and tell the tale, and that's fantastic. I mean, I don't know if it will affect my liver in years to come, but right now it's okay.
Well, anything could happen to
exactly.
I'm about to spill your stuff.
I know.
Let me decamp it. I'm also really, really aware that right behind my head are some perfumes.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I would like. Are you really into perfume?
I'm really into certain, like I love when Agent Provocateur came out, I was obsessed with the sort of like signature one, and I still am. So people often say to me when they see me, "Oh my God, you smell like you," because I've worn it again for 15, 20 years, so ever since they came out. So I love that, but I'm also absolutely obsessed with Anouk Goutal. I mean, literally
beautiful.
It's just lovely because it's not too overpowering.
Yeah.
So
like cologne-y. Yeah.
I literally could walk in a room, and if someone's got a really overpowering perfume on, I feel sick. So I have to kind of keep it very sort of very subtle. So Anouk stuff I just love. And
so you have quite a lot, and it's you. I love Oh Hadrian.
Yes, me too. And
Love
this Eau de Sade, and my favourite one is the Petit Chéri.
Perfume bottles are so beautiful, aren't they, as an interiors item?
Yeah,
really.
I got sent them actually when I was getting married to Danny. She kindly sent me a massive box of them, and I think some of them are quite out of date actually. But and she sent me the Noel candle, which is just this one. Oh my God, it's the best Christmas candle on the market. You've got to. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you can smell it through there. Look.
Oh my God!
I know, it's unbelievable.
It's like it's got some coriander or something in it.
There's
quite a green.
Honestly, you've got to get some of this. Noel, it's unbelievable.
Nice.
And yeah, Dr. Seabag up there. Still obsessed. And then we've got Danny's into Tom Ford.
And which kind of one would you reach for as a default? Like, can't be bothered to think about my perfume today, I'm grabbing
Yeah, probably this one. Though. Yeah.
Adrian. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Really lemony.
One of my friends uses it though, so in a way, sometimes it just reminds me of her now. And Bath, they've started a shower gel actually. Can't get there, which is so nice. Here, oops. No, this is the naughty cupboard that I hide everything in. Oh, but this is they've just brought this product out, which I think is really good as well. It's just like a kind of, I think it's just a lotiony, but it's the same smell. So it's kind of, yeah.
Again, it's got such a kind of vintagey vibe. It goes with your style, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I just love
Beautiful.
more than anything, the smells and stuff. They're really nice. And I got into this cowshed. Did you see the sort of special offer cowshed stuff?
I love cowshed though. I got that bath cream at Christmas time, and I absolutely love it.
So do I.
I like the new packaging.
So do I. Do you know? It reminds me. It brought me straight back to when Babington first opened.
There's a very unique Babington smell, isn't there?
When Babington, I don't know if you ever went, but I went when it first opened. I was obsessed with going to the country. So I had my 30th there, and I used to make, any time I could, I would go to Babington. And they used to have in the rooms these big bottles filled with different, and this was one of the fragrances.
The original stuff that they got from the garden.
And this was, this is an old fragrance.
I've been using this loads myself.
So it's brought me back to like 1998 or something.
Yeah, and I love that smell. It's a really nice creamy.
And then shampoo, I'm obsessed with Bumble and Bubble. Just love it so much. And Kiehl's. And Neil's Yard, do you have it?
Love Neil's Yard.
Yeah, but this is good because I've got really fine hair. So
you should try their. They've got a new range called Full Potential that you'd really like.
Oh, okay.
I prefer it even to this. I used to use this, and now I use the Full Potential.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm obsessed with Kevin Murphy.
Yeah.
So Betty likes this. Betty's very particular about what she puts on her hair.
How old is she?
10.
Yeah, she's going to be a nightmare.
Oh my God, I know. She is already. So she loves this as well. Like this is so good.
The smell of geranium is like the most lovely nana smell ever. It's so old-fashioned.
But my favourite isn't geranium actually. It's the rose one, the cardamom. That one.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh, so good. But yeah, but Betty's got quite wiry, thick hair. So hers is really wavy, and so she needs the Kevin Murphy stuff because it
loads of moisture.
You can't brush it. It's just a nightmare.
And you're tripping over some costumes here. I don't want to finish without you just showing us the kinds of things so people can put an image to your description.
So these, so this is the first kind of hat that I designed, and it's sequin. And we did a little,
so lovely.
And this is like the wands and...
God, I love a sequin.
So this is the wands, and we've got for the spring this amazing kind of butterfly costume with a little hat to go with it.
Amazing. So these all started off kind of because you were so inspired by the vintage costumes you were buying your daughter.
Yeah, so... And also Gifford Circus as well. And I started reading Cecil Beaton's book, his love affair with Ashcombe House, which now belongs to Guy Ritchie. But I read this book. Someone bought me an old book of his. And it was all about him sort of falling in love with this house in Wiltshire and all about the 20s and the bright young things and the Bloomsbury set, really, going down to his house and kind of soft top cars with their picnic hampers and they
kind of Evelyn Waugh vibe
yeah,
bodies,
oh my God,
sort
absolutely.
Of thing. Yeah.
And they'd go down and they'd fill them with fancy dress costumes, and he would take pictures, and these would go on. Their party would go on for a week. So basically this jester's outfit is completely inspired by Cecil Beaton, because in one of his photographs, they got like this. And these have got little bells. So Betty wore this one. She's like, "Mummy, it's so annoying," because it's just like could hear wherever she was. So this is like the little. She loves this actually. She wears this with her little jeans.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's a Peter Pan top.
And so do you just have local dressmakers making these for you?
So I did, and now it's got too big.
Yeah.
And I've gone to London to a factory, and probably soon we'll have to go abroad. But at the moment, I'm keeping it very UK. I'd like to keep it UK, but the price point's a bit high at the moment. And, because I'm so conscious that I wouldn't be able to afford this, then I want to kind of make costumes that people can afford.
Yeah.
But hopefully maybe I'll do a diffusion.
Yeah, you could do it. Yeah.
And this is obviously a one-off. It's made to order. It will be made to order on the Harrods website. And then this is my first adult range. It's a cape, and it will be sold in Harrods but not till Christmas. So, and there'll be lots of other outfits. I've got a butterfly outfit for adults and all sorts of things.
I suppose when you're dealing in fantasy, there's no limit on what you can do, is there? You can just keep thinking up barking ideas and make really cool stuff.
Definitely. I think that's the plan, is just to, look, this is what inspires me. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I love doing. And there's no end to the ideas that I have up there, in there.
Well, shall we, before we sign off, because I know we've been talking ages, been really engrossed, should we do a little sweep of the house? Because I do think that people will probably want to see a few more rooms, just because interiors is so your signature thing. So let's have a little sweep and we'll say goodbye in one of the other rooms. Okay, so we're in your bedroom.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you. It's bit messy. Well, not messy, but just kind of, I've got so much stuff, I just never know where to put it. And also I haven't really taken that much care of it, really. I've just kind of dumped things, really.
So with something like this, so is this an old one or?
No, that was here when we got here. And so all I did was I painted it. That was it. And I put some lace at the back. And, so I did Farron Ball green blue, and the wall is chamomile. I know it's pink, but my husband doesn't really mind if I go pink.
Because your style is really, really feminine.
I know.
And soft and pretty.
Yeah.
And he just lets you get on with it.
He lets me get on with it. Sometimes he puts his foot down, and sometimes when he does, it just looks awful. So kind of, then I have to change it. And I think also it's like I won't interfere with his music, so he doesn't interfere with my
This is just your thing.
I think he's resigned himself to the fact that if he's with me, then interiors are really important to me. It's the same when we go away. If we go somewhere and the interiors of a place is horrible, I have to leave. So he knows that he must never unpack his bags. So, and the kids do too. They're like, "No, Mum says we're leaving." So
you look around, you're like, I can't.
I just don't feel happy here. If we're going to be here for 2 weeks, we've got to leave. And so it's all about interiors for me. I'm a Cancer moon, so I think that when I look up on the chart, if anyone believes in sort of astrology, 2 really annoying things I have, which is Sagittarius rising, which means you want to move all the time. You're like a gypsy, which is exactly what I'm like. I literally, I get bored really easily. And Cancer moon is like home. It's all about the inside the home. I'm such a homebody. I'm such a homemaker. I'm always baking cakes. I'm always like...
You like to be cozy
and warm and inside, and it's all about interiors for me.
Yeah, I love being home too.
So so this is my room. I found that so we're very lucky where we are, because everything that you see in this room, so for instance, I made those curtains. So that's something I just do on the side. They're quite expensive, so I just do them made to order. Because I couldn't possibly charge people.
I loved your neon lace curtains that you see. They're so beautiful.
As I said, we're really lucky where we live, because everything you see in this room is sourced locally.
Brilliant.
So
you're not one of those people who has to get in a car to France and...
I don't. I know people do that, and a lot of my friends do that. They get a van and they go over to France, but And I would, in an ideal world, I'd love to do that. But I've got dealers all over the country that just send me pictures all the time. And so, I mean, apart from the cushion, who's my friend Rockins, you know, she does the lovely scarves, Jess. She's a really old friend of mine. She made this cushion, which I love, which is just like fringy. But everything else is old.
Lovely.
And I'm obsessed with this furniture. This is my new obsession, which is, it's Rococo Italian, 1950s, but I love it. Absolutely love it.
Which side of the bed do you sleep on?
I'm always closest to the toilet.
I always have to be furthest from the door. Wherever I go, I have to be furthest from the door. So I'd be on the other side.
Oh, really?
So if we ever sleep in the same bed, we'll be fine.
Okay, good. Well, I always have to be near the toilet. That's one of my rules. So are we going, which room are we going in now?
Wherever you want to go.
Oh, okay. So sure, I'll just quickly show you Betty's room, but hers is a bit messy. Betty, as I said before, is like an old lady. And for her birthday in November, she's a Scorpio, and for her birthday, she asked for silk sheets, an electric blanket. There was something else.
I love my electric blanket. Love it.
So I can't remember. There's something else oldie. Oh yeah, knitting. That's what she wanted. Knitting needles. So that's all her knitting in there. She got really into it. The curtains are. That's
those curtains.
what I was saying about that. These are the curtains that I said I inspired the whole kids collection. So they're lined.
This is where you started with this collection. You saw this fabric and thought, I'm going to make curtains, and that led you down a path.
Yeah, but then funny enough, I'm not really doing the curtains. It's just like, this is Daisy's room. But annoyingly, I have, obviously, kind of all my dresses are in here. So she has to put up with that.
And where do you get all your frocks? Do you buy lots on eBay, or do you tend to buy things in charity shops?
Yeah, no, and I get charity shops. Yeah, me too. I get them on what's that site?
Etsy.
Etsy. This is my son Alfie.
This is lovely.
So he's moved here since. Oh, this is one of Zoe's as well.
These are beautiful.
Yeah,
the birds
so nice.
on.
Yeah, it's good.
So is this where if Zoe came to visit or whatever, she would stay in here?
Yeah, so she stays here, and then Daisy stays in the other
Do you
room.
find now that you live here, people are really keen to visit all the time?
Yeah,
since I moved to Brighton,
Don't
fall, Nat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then down here is Danny's rock and roll room with lots of rock and roll memorabilia. And then we go through to the kitchen. I'll put them in there. And then lots of...
Do you spend loads of time in the kitchen? Is it like the heart of your house?
Yeah, absolutely. This is where I do... It's a little bit cold in the winter though. That's the only annoying
so much
thing.
glass.
So much glass, it's really cold. But we just have fires and...
This is Angie sitting on our coats nice and cosily.
Oh no, she's going to get hair. Well, I've got a thing. That will...
It's fine.
And then through here is...
Beautiful smell in here. Is that your candle?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. My office, which is a little bit cold, and I'm going to clear it because I'm going to do a big sale in here on Thursday. I sell off all my old vintage dresses sometimes, so I'm doing one on Thursday.
Oh no, I wish I was here Thursday. Fabulous.
I think that's all really.
Oh, that smell is lovely.
I know.
Thank you so much for watching. I've had such a nice time. That's totally one of my favourite bathrooms ever. Such a great interview, and you've made us feel so welcome. And I'm really, really happy to be back, and happy to be back with this one in particular, because I wanted to do it for ages.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for having us.
I'm a massive fan, so it's really nice for me to be on it, really.
Well, thank you very much for having us, and thank you to Angie for having us.
Angie, are you going to be in it?
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.